a side chick who killed her lover's wife in a deadly love triangle. The tragic story of Judy Wangui. On January 26, 2019, two women took selfies enjoying nyama choma at Homeland Inn on Thika Road like best friends. However, hours later, one would be carrying the other's lifeless body in the trunk of a Mercedes-Benz, on the way to dump it into a dam. The reason? Love. At the center of this tragic tale was a young tycoon from Mwega, Nyeri County, Joseph Corey Karue. Wondering how they got here? Here's the story. Joseph Corey is a wealthy businessman and tenderpreneur who takes pride in his success in the timber business. Like many successful entrepreneurs, his story began humbly. He and his first love, Grace Wanjiku, started out in a single room in Kayole, Nairobi. Despite having nothing, they shared a true love that helped them overcome life's challenges. Together, they began supplying rice to major shops in the area, working hard to build their young family, which had been blessed with a beautiful daughter in 2008, a year after they buried their first child. Their faith and hard work in the rice business led them to profit enough to enter the timber business, which Corey managed. The couple seemed destined for greatness. But along the way, Joseph Corey met Mary Kamangara, the daughter of veteran politician John Kamangara. Mary, with her bubbly personality and business savvy, swept Corey off his feet. She owned a phone shop in Nakuru City, and their connection quickly grew. Around the same time, Joseph Corey landed a government tender to supply logs for rural electrification, and he started swimming in millions. With his newfound wealth and the presence of his new love, Corey forgot about his first marriage and married Mary Kamangara in 2008, the same year his daughter was born. Mary blessed him with 2 sons, and Corey built them a prestigious home in Nairobi, where they raised their children in comfort and luxury. Corey adored his wife and granted her every wish. He set up a hardware business for her in Kahawa West, which became very busy. He even bought her a Mercedes-Benz C200 to handle the business and move around. When business was good, Corey spoiled his family, taking them on trips around Kenya and even abroad to Dubai and Malaysia. Mary appreciated everything, and this was the family she had always hoped for. Meanwhile, away from their life of luxury, a young woman named Judy Wangui was struggling to make ends meet in Nairobi. Having come to the city from her village with only a primary school education, she started by selling boiled eggs, sausages, and tea at a car wash in Thindigua, while cleaning clients' shoes for Cash 200 a pair. One day, as she went about her daily routine at the car wash, a new client pulled up, Joseph Corey. He saw Judy cleaning shoes and, after some chat and days of communication, helped her land a cashier job at their hardware store. This move was fueled by mutual attraction, though Judy was mostly attracted to the life Corey provided his wife. She wanted that life too. When Joseph Corey made his move, Judy couldn't resist. They became partners in crime, enjoying each other's company, while hoping Corey's wife wouldn't catch them. They slept in the same bed, where Corey felt lucky to have a sidekick, unaware that he had fallen into Judy's trap. Her plan was not just an affair. She wanted to be his first lady, as she boldly posted on Facebook. As days went by, the relationship got hotter. Judy Wangui found herself in a dilemma, wondering how beautiful love could be. It was going to kill her. She was receiving everything she had dreamed of. Having come from a humble homestead in Gikure village with an ailing mother, the life of money and luxury seemed like a far-fetched dream for a school dropout. But with Corey in her arms, everything was now within reach. If she wanted to go anywhere, she could simply text her love, and like a magician, he'd make it happen. From motorbike races to expensive lunch dates in the Magic City, deep in the wild, and at Paradise Lost. To make matters even better, when her favorite artist, Diamond Platnumz, was in Kenya, Corey took her to see him in Naivasha. And that was when she understood that this was a sign she shouldn't fumble. It was time to make a choice, or her life would never change. So she asked Joseph Corey to fulfill her dream of a better home, which he granted by renting her a Cash 60,000 per month apartment at Daisy Court, Fourways Junction, complete with a house help. By this time, she had already left her job at the hardware store to keep the wife out of their business. She was now operating a wines and spirits shop near the car wash where she met Joseph Corey. For deliveries, she used a Toyota Allion she'd frequently hired from a friend, because how could she be using a Boda while dating a millionaire? Meanwhile, Corey's wife, Mary, sensed something was off with their relationship since her husband was always outside in the arms of a lady she didn't know. She cried, but was prayerful. Despite being cheated on, she gave him another chance to work on their rocky marriage, which Corey accepted as he slowly started cutting communication with Judy. However, Judy was steps ahead and could see the clouds before it rained. She couldn't allow being left, as without him, all the expensive things she had become accustomed to would now go back to being a dream. So she came up with a plan. The plan was to make everyone a loser. There was no way she was going to allow him to leave her like that after everything. So, on January 26, 2019, enraged and without proper thought, she hired a car that took her to Joseph Corey's matrimonial home. The purpose of the visit was to confront Corey, who had been avoiding her. Upon arrival, she met Corey's son, whom she tried to take to Garden City to buy him pizza, while inquiring about his dad's location. However, the well-raised boy first went back to seek his mother's permission to go out with Auntie Wadaddy. When Mary Kamangara heard her son asking for permission, she was disturbed. Who was this Auntie Wadaddy? She went to the gate to meet her, only to be met with the sight of her former hardware employee, Judy Wangui. Perturbed, she still couldn't believe that Judy could be the one sleeping with her man. Mary kept calm and, as if under duress, accepted to accompany Judy to a lunch date, not knowing that as she drove away in her Mercedes-Benz to Homeland Inn, this was her last day alive. CCTV captured them arriving, and later captured them enjoying sumptuous nyama choma, with Mary Kamangara oblivious that the lady she was sharing a meal with would kill her some hours later. After enjoying the lunch, the two left the hotel en route to Judy Wangui's apartment at Four Ways Junction. This was the last time Mary Kamangara was ever seen alive. The next time she was found, Mary's body was lying meters deep in a Juja dam. Who dumped her there? Nobody knew, but investigators were now determined to find out. So investigations started. After the two left Homeland Inn, Mary Kamangara drove Judy Wangui to her Four Ways Junction apartment, hoping to gather intel on her affair with her husband. On the way, she called him to tell him they were together, hearing this while on a business trip in Ngong. Joseph Corey ignored her, knowing that drama was awaiting him at home, because why were his wife and side chick chilling together? On arrival, Mary was unpleasantly surprised when Judy Wangui opened the door to her apartment. The striking resemblance of her couches to those Mary had seen on her husband's phone caught her eye. It was a match. No sooner had Mary sat down to process this discovery than she noticed a portrait of Judy and Joseph Corey hanging on the wall, smiling at her as if welcoming her there. She was pissed because it was just like the portrait at home. Soon, a deadly confrontation started. "Judy, you mean you're the one sleeping with my man, after helping you as an employee?" Mary puffed. However, Judy, in her usual slay queen aura, was hearing none of that. The truth now lay bare, and it was upon Mary to do what she wanted to do. Judy gave her a cold stare. "So what, Utado?" As fast as 1 minute, the two jumped for a knife that was within their reach, with Mary getting to it first. Sensing defeat, Judy dashed to her kitchen and grabbed her pressure cooker. It was now war. Like a scene from a Viking movie, Judy pounced on Wamboy's head, hitting her 7 times with the cooker. Bang! 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 She crushed her skull by 5 cm, leading to a brain concussion and fall. Judy then strangled the unconscious Mary. As life left the bubbly soul, Judy went into panic mode. Yes, she had won, but at what cost? She wondered as she wrapped the bleeding body in a carpet. Now on her mind was how to get away with murder. The first plan was to buy time by removing any direct link to Mary, which was Mary's car. Judy quickly left the building after placing the lifeless body in the kitchen and drove the deceased's Benz to their last known location, Homeland Inn. Here, she parked the car right outside the hotel in a thicket and moved in to try to retrieve her hired car, which was brought by her mechanic after it broke down when she went to Corey's house in the morning. Gladly, the gateman refused after realizing she didn't have a pass. So she was forced to pick a cab and leave for her Four Ways Junction apartment to now think about how to dump the body. Every minute was precious, and she couldn't afford to waste any. Meanwhile, Joseph Corey had already arrived home and was wondering why his wife had not arrived, which made him call his parents to tell them his wife was kidnapped. His parents then informed his in-laws, who were shocked. Meanwhile, Judy was thinking of how to get aid, and the first person she called was Michael Nyenga to come pick up his rental car, as she blackmailed him. Unknowingly, he drove to her apartment in his Noah, only to be met with a gory scene. Expecting keys to his Toyota Allion, he was then blackmailed that Judy would scream if he did not help her dump the body. So he accepted, and the two left for Homeland Inn to first get his car. Sadly, the guard stood his ground, and they drove back with his Noah and Wamboy's Benz. On arrival, the two hurriedly carried the lifeless body, bloodied sheets, and pressure cooker, and placed them inside the Benz. Using the Kamiti Ruiru Road, the two cars followed each other to their destination, Mugutha Dam, with Judy driving the deceased's Benz. In the early hours of January 27th, they dumped the body beside Mugutha Dam after Mathenge dismissed Judy's idea of drowning the body with the vehicle, mafia style. They later went to Gitambaya, where Judy discarded the murder weapons and bedsheets used to cover the body. Afterwards, they proceeded towards Githunguri via the Kirigiti route, where they threw a bloody carpet before heading to Kwa Maiko Center, where they abandoned the deceased's car and returned home. Now, Judy was focused on a perfect cover-up. Remember, everyone had to lose according to her plan, and her scheme was so sinister that she claimed Joseph Corey headbutted his wife with his gun, killing her, and then offered Judy cash $2 million for her silence. A true snake. This was the reason why Joseph Corey was arrested when he went looking for his wife at Juja Dam, where sleuths were on site. They wondered how he knew she was there and arrested him. When he tried to explain that he had read the news of a dumped woman at the dam on Facebook, the sleuths refused to accept it. Judy, who was later arrested, stuck to her story that Joseph killed Mary by hitting her with his gun. A betrayal so sad that when Joseph Corey appeared in court, he was crying, unable to believe the trouble he was in. All because of sex, he was now a murder suspect, and the one accusing him was the one he thought loved him. Aworo. However, justice was served, and the shrewd sleuths conducted thorough investigations and established that Corey was not present at the murder scene, thereby releasing him. Those answering murder charges now are Judy and Mathenge,